You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
And welcome back mga Summoners dito sa 2018 LoL Varsity League Spring Term Group Stage. Kami ang magiging casters niyo para sa game na to, ang Arctic at Service. At syempre, kasama ko yun si Chisto and man, what a game that we had earlier. I-Do versus MCL.
Yeah, medyo interesting yung game na yun. Merong Aatrox, yung MCL Warlocks. Hindi sila nag-hesitate na maglabas ng cheese picks na gano'n, but I think it really didn't pan out good for them. And on top of that, sobrang ganda nung teamfight execution nung Adamson University, yung mga Call of the Forge God ni Shiro, tas yung mga Ultimate ni Cadenza and Brom, all of them were hitting 3 to 4 people kasi all of the fights were choke points. And I think ultimately the teamfight execution brought Adamson over MCL Warlocks.
In all fairness, Adamson University, medyo malayo na yung narating nila.
Oh yeah.
In comparison sa nakita nating unang week na talagang a lot of questions were raised na were they ready for the LVL, pero nakita naman natin na they started to roll with the punches and putting an improvement. Look forward to seeing what remaining games they have as they go along in the tournament, if they could potentially make playoffs malalaman natin. But of course, let's check out the standings right now. Of course, sitting comfortably sa itaas ng ating ladder, of course, still USD, BULSU, and TUP with 5 wins each. Could potentially change as BULSU is the next team to enter the fray. Adamson University adding a win to their current standing at 4th, FIT at 5th. Tied with AMA with 3 wins each. MCL 2 and 6 right now after their loss against Adamson University. DLSU looking to climb the ladder at 8th, tied with UPD, and of course 10th, Academy.
Yeah, and speaking of climbing the ladder, yun nga, maghaharap na itong DLSU laban sa Bulacan State University and Arctic. Medyo opposite tayo dito sa side ng game na to kasi alam ko taga Bulacan ka, for you guys out there. Fun fact, Bulacan niya to si Arctic and he's definitely biased towards BULSU kapag sa game. Pero we'll try to keep it neutral and alam mo nyo naman, ako, hinahype ko tong DLSU simula nung week 1 ng LVL. Parang kailan sila magde-debut, tapos finally lumabas na sila. And hopefully for this game, they can overcome BULSU kasi I think you're on the opposite side of that. So para balanced out tayo.
Sobrang sakto actually. By chance na napunta sa atin tong game na to. Like we were planning out the caster lineup kanina. Tapos by chance talaga, like ngayon ko lang na-realize din na I was hoping to cast a BULSU game pero I wasn't expecting na sakto na ikaw pala magiging partner ko ngayon.
Yeah, pero yun nga, headed into this game, diba, nakita rin natin kung paano maglaro itong DLSU. And I'm pretty sure na yung BULSU, napanood din nila yung game ng DLSU. And even though DLSU is 1-1, I think some of their players, such as Spring in particular, has really caught my attention. He's been playing really well mid-game, super proactive when the champ uses can roam, such as Titalia. So I'm expecting to see DLSU try to run that strategy once more.
Meanwhile, looking at Bulacan State University, it's a bit more trickier because admittedly, I feel like De La Salle University definitely has a great grasp of the game. Base sa nakita natin kung paano sila mag-draft so far. Bulacan State University, I'd say definitely respectable, but let's check out the roster from my boys, Bulacan State University. Chris in the top lane, Yesh in the jungle, Vial on the mid lane, Empyrean on AD carry, and Ralph on support with their coach, Gian Barutian. Still waiting for his coach name though.
Yeah, he needs to get his handle.
Alala ko, nagkaroon kami ng ongoing joke na, pero why don't you review the DLSU first?
Yeah, for DLSU Virtus Arcus, it is Karna in the top lane, Esper jungle, Spring mid lane, Comte AD carry, Ventus support with their coach, Rainier Little Panda Gomez.
Man, Little Panda. So, we'll just have to see. Interesting match that we have indeed.
Very.
But as I was talking about for Bulacan State University, meron din silang mga clear stars. I'd say probably Yesh. One of the best probably for me out of the roster so far. Siya yung parang medyo breakthrough star para sa akin sa BULSU. The rest, pretty respectable. Definitely in the higher ranks. I feel like there's still other players that kind of trump them though. Pero I'm interested in seeing particularly siguro sa match na to si Empyrean versus Comte, definitely.
Oh, that's very interesting. Of course, knowing Comte as an AD carry, he's very competitive. I mean, I think he's probably super hyped to prove that he is one of the best AD carries in the country even. But looking at what has been taken away here in the banning phase, sobrang heavy no focus towards the jungle pool dito ni Esper. Look at Camille, Trundle, and Skarner. As for DLSU, mukhang ginagawa nila yung research nila dito. They banned out Chris's most played champion in that Cho'Gath. And Chris actually has a decent win rate on this pick. So, looks like kahit na debut week pala ng DLSU, ginagawa nila ang homework nila laban sa ibang teams.
Meanwhile, no hesitation on that lock-in coming in from Bulacan State University. Gonna go straight for that Shen, but in response, Karna instantly locking in the Ornn, and will be denying the Graves potentially from Yesh as well. So I'm liking this draft from DLSU. Great thought process.
Yeah, the Graves is one of Yesh's go-to junglers, but the Kha'Zix as well is one of the junglers he has played before in the LVL. Very much his style of jungling, where he wants to skirmish and try to pick off the enemy jungler by sort of battle warding. Sa early game, hahanapin niya yung kalaban ng jungler, lalabanan niya. And I think it fits BULSU's style as an entire team very well.
You know, the interesting thing though is even though I'd agree that it fits Yesh's style, kung titingnan mo yung past history ng Kha'Zix, if anything, yung worst game niya dito sa LVL so far was on this particular champion wherein he wasn't able to live up to any relevance as the game went on. So hopefully, dito sa game na to against DLSU, who's actually a formidable opponent to Bulacan State University, makapag-perform siya this time around.
Yeah, and once again, Kaisa goes through here. Hindi nga dinaanan ng both picking phases. So, medyo mababa siya sa priority nitong DLSU, especially since they're confident enough to leave her open over and over throughout these pick and ban phases.
Man, a little bit of a safer support coming in from DLSU by locking in the John. Not so bad, especially if you're going to consider elements like the Shen, like the Kha'Zix that are just going to jump in onto DLSU. You could easily just disengage all of that. But let's check out the second rotation of bans here. Just heavy support, heavy focus onto Ralph, but the opposite side, heavy respect onto Comte at the same time from Bulacan State University.
Ashe is a very interesting pick here. We haven't seen that much Ashe in competitive play. It does have a bit of synergy with the Ornn when they try to look for picks, because Ornn has that massive range on Call of the Forge God. So if you pair that with the arrow, I guess that would be a good thing. But looking at BULSU's comp, those champions would be quite difficult to pick off here if you're DLSU. So I'm wondering what the thought process is regarding this Ashe pick. Thresh is well locked in here for BULSU.
Interesting enough, this second rotation of picks just very BULSU once again. Yeah, we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have seen him on the Quirky as well. Looks like Ralph gonna try to make some Thresh plays in which case, but meanwhile, for De La Salle University, gonna be locking in. Oh man, Talia action once again from Spring. I'm looking forward to this.
Kakabanggit mo lang, Arctic, ng speaking of making plays, ayun nga, Spring on this Talia during La Salle's previous game, he was one of the proactive members. Paulit-ulit siya mag-roam across the map. He was everywhere, top, mid, bot. Kahit saan makikita mo itong Talia na to, trying to set his team up for success, and he'll try to do that once again for this game.
So there you have it, guys. Once again, it's going to be Bulacan State University and De La Salle University GoSu X versus Viridis Arcus. Let us know sa ating Facebook Live o kaya sa gaming.youtube.com/pagekarin/live kung sino ang sinusuportahan nyo dito. Alam kong very, very active ang ating mga manonood ngayon. Hashtag BULSU win ba or hashtag DLSU win.
Yeah.
Who is the better new team entering the LVL? Magkakaalaman na sa
Ay, gusto ko yung storyline na yan, Arctic, pero ayun nga, we're just gonna have to wait a bit before we head into the game. Pero yeah, gaya na sinabi mo, who is the better new team into the LVL? But you could also toss Adamson up into that argument.
True.
I think Adamson, at first, we didn't have that high of an expectation. But once they actually started playing, have performed quite admirably. But now we're headed straight into the Rift for this matchup between Bulacan State University on the blue side against De La Salle University on the red side.
So far, looking at Bulacan State University, medyo naka-group up sila ng onte, covering more ground here. I'm wondering if it will lead to anything, pero I don't think De La Salle University will be overextending into these parts anytime soon. So, I think medyo chillax lang tayo sa first few minutes na to.
I like that. I like how sinaspam ni Viel yung tawa niya.
Yung course sa Quirky, no? Pero, it's like a little bit of a mind game, yung pag nagkakaroon ng mga ganong spamming ng emotes, ng last but speaking of which,
Ouch.
nagkaroon ng onting damage tong si Karna through Yesh, getting isolated right there. So we'll have to back away for now.
Yeah, recall muna siya. Wonder though, will he burn his teleport? No, I don't think that would be the wisest choice. Lalakad muna siya papunta sa lane dito, but it does mean that he might be late towards the leash.
Yeah, that's true actually. The leash, not to mention the fact that might actually miss out on more CS than he should. I'm wondering if he is gonna support the Graves, but looks like won't redirect naman siya ng lane, so gonna take the safer route to make sure that he doesn't fall too behind, in which case, speaking of too behind though, looks like Chris as well, giving quite a sizable leash to Yesh himself. So overall, halos magkasabay lang silang pupunta sa lane. So doesn't necessarily deter Karna overall in this matchup.
Yeah, sabay nga sila darating ng lane. Kaso mo unahan ni Yesh dito yung Graves ni Esper in terms of clearing the jungle quicker. Especially in this meta right now kung saan the faster jungler usually wins the game just because of the way that the experience has been adjusted. The scuttle crabs taking them are very, very crucial right now. So whichever jungler has the faster clear might have the upper hand moving forward in this game.
Meanwhile, in this mid lane, if you notice, Vial taking quite a bit of early harass from Spring, so gonna have to take it a bit more easier here, especially since this goal difference slowly building up, but then again, Yesh, Vial trying to take what he can. Looking at the spot lane, looks like it's Yesh that's in the vicinity. Can't really transition that into a gank just yet though. Medyo nakapush out in lane, plus Vision spotting him out here.
Yeah, and can I actually point out something here real quick? Si Spring lang siguro yung nakikita kong Talia na nag-run ng Ignite in competitive. Majority of Talias would either go cleanse kung meron silang kailangan i-cleanse sa CC or heal for more safety. So Spring wants more of that kill pressure, trying to play aggressive in the mid lane.
I gotta say, it's definitely been paying off. If anything, Vial having quite the struggle here. Gonna take quite a lot of damage, almost getting knocked up, but that's gonna be Yesh jumping in to go for the kill. First blood goes to Bulacan State University.
Yeah, and gaya nga na sinabi ko, Spring, he wants to play aggressive with his Ignite. Unfortunately, hindi tumama yung seismic shove niya onto Vial, so he wasn't able to finish the kill. And Yesh being at the right place at the right time means that he will be able to pick up the kill onto Spring. So that's big for a Kha'Zix.
Man, not a bad way to go. No fairness to Spring though. Had Yesh not been in the vicinity, could have almost been a takedown onto Vial. But nonetheless, time's out for Bulacan State University so far. Looking up the top side though, okay, so Yesh looks like just gonna jump in, not gonna seek a gank whatsoever here towards the top side.
Yeah, but going back to that mid lane play, Arctic, pag-iisipan natin kung anong consequences ng aggression ni Spring doon. Now Vial has control of the lane. Spring will have to respect the gank from Yesh coming in because he does not have any summoners. Talia does not have any escapes yet. Whereas si Vial, meron pa rin siyang flash, meron siyang Valkyrie na pwede niyang gamitin to escape any form of aggression from Esper if he just chooses to go for that gank. So yun nga, now Vial has control of mid lane. And this is important because Spring won that game on Talia because he was controlling mid lane very, very well and it allowed him to roam over and over. But now he does not have that option.
Well, Esper actually getting caught taking a few monsters from the side of Bulacan State University. Suffers quite a bit of damage as a result, pero mukhang makataras naman siya ng walang impending casualty sa side ng DLSU na karagdagan. But just for now though, but that is a rather tricky situation that Spring is playing with because amidst yung aggression niya, in all fairness, has been on point with landing all these combos, looking towards the top side though. A little bit of a trade-off between Chris and Karna, but yeah, as I was saying, based on history na nakita natin kay Spring so far, has been so on point on the Stalia, but losing out on potential escape rules, medyo magiging tricky yan within these first few minutes of the early game laning phase, and then between him and Vial.
Yeah, and I think this is really good for him because it really good for us and the viewers as well because it shows us kung paano maglaro itong DLSU if they're in a position where they don't necessarily have the pressure. It's sort of a test for them. If I could describe it that way.
Looks like Spring though, making his way towards top side, gonna try to mediate what happened for him. Won't be able to go for Chris though. Chris just easily going for the dash away. Take note as well, medyo mababa sa mana itong si Karna, so won't be able to really do as much here.
Yeah, nakapag-report ng missing si Vial doon. Unlike some previous games that we've seen.
Kala ko uhugot ka ng experience mo sa
No,
ranked.
I'm taking it from the previous game as per results because Spring was playing really well on Talia, but in this game, hindi natin nakikita yung same level ng proactivity because he's locked into mid lane.
Not to mention that looks like Bulacan State University definitely medyo mas okay yung grasp pagdating sa vision, unlike earlier wherein it was definitely much more easier for Spring to get these roams dahil sa lack naman ng vision ng MCL kung napansin natin sa early game kung saan sila totally nag-struggle even with the draft that they had.
I'm waiting though, Arctic. Inaabangan kung saan magde-decide itong BULSU na gumawa ng play because they are getting some globals here. Oh, speaking of making plays.
Oh, Chris, will he go down? Ooh, looks like that burn will hit him in the end. Esper will get the kill.
Yeah, I think challenging smite yung nakapatay dun kay Chris. He does not have enough shielding with his passive, but yeah, moving back, that's actually a great move here by LSL to target the Shen instead of going for a play elsewhere because they knew that Chris couldn't use Stand United on himself. So that's a great move here by DLSU University.
So far, balancing out the score, 1-1 equal. There's a difference of power shift here though, pero there's one thing that's a bit of a constant here, both junglers having that one kill up. So, looks like we're gonna see kung hanggang saan yung maging influensya both ni Yes tsaka ni Esper pagdating sa pag-propel ng teammates nila within this earlier phase to try to go for ganks.
Yeah, I think it's a question kung mahanap ba nila yung opportunities to go for those ganks. I think Yesh has a bit more of an advantage when looking for ganks just because of the rest of his lanes have a bit more follow-up CC. I mean, if the Cosmos decide to go bot lane, the threat could easily lantern him in that direction. Tapos meron pa ring follow-up no Stand United if they want to go that route. Though we haven't seen them necessarily go for that setup. Hindi pa natin nakikita yung plano dito ng BULSU.
Interesting enough here, towards this top side, Chris going for the traditional early Tiamat on the Shen. I'd say it's pretty A-okay because helps him deal with these waves a bit more efficiently. Lalo if it does come to a point wherein Karna, let's say, does get a shove in on himself towards the top side of Bulacan State University. But meanwhile, we are seeing a few things being thrown out here towards mid lane for caution. Esper is making his way as well. We'll be seeing a play being made. Bial is low on mana though. Has the back away. Has blue buff on him though.
Yeah, I think nakita si Esper nung isang blue ward dun sa bush sa taas. I can't point to the bush, but it is there. The ward did spot him out. That's why Vial was backing off.
Oh man, meanwhile, Chris taking quite a bit of damage from Karna himself. Looks like we'll try to get a bit of self-damage in trade.
Yeah, and moving back to what you talked about earlier, Arctic, binanggit mo yung first item by dito ni Chris, the Tiamat. It does help him match the pushing power of Ornn, but it does mean he is a bit squishier. So the Shen is easier to kill, but the positive is he can match the shoving potential that Ornn has in his kit.
Just have to see though if Chris can manage towards this top side. Now that I realize, what I like about DLSU so far is combined with yung proven efficiency ni Spring pagdating sa roam potential niya ang Gustolia, plus the fact that Esper has been proactive himself, I feel like this definitely grants a bit more opportunity for DLSU to try to make plays. Pero at the same time, andun rin kasi yung precaution ng Bulacan State University na meron silang phone in case things do go a little bit more dire in mid or top or bot lane. Towards top though, a tad bit of a different story. Siyempre hindi naman pwedeng SSA ni Chris yung sarili niya.
Sana lang no, kung pwede. Kung pwede lang sana mag-Stand United si Shen sa sarili niya, he'd be so happy to just play super aggressively. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. Hindi ganun din-design yung game. I think medyo OP yung ano na yun.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. But we are seeing a few pings being thrown out. Will Bulacan State University succeed in going for a play here? Looks like that won't be the case. Comte and Ventus sniffing that something was up. Will back away to safety.
Yeah, I think nakita rin nila saglit si Yesh doon just for a frame. And look at BULSU, they were trying to make a move towards bot lane because Vial also had his package ready, I believe.
Looks like gonna go back to lane instead. Gonna contend with Spring here, clearing out those waves. Looks like Yesh just very classic once again. Kung napanood niyo yung mga previous games sa Bulacan State University, yet another sneaky dragon.
And this is free. Nasa top lane si Esper. Walang member yung DLSU para i-challenge. So they're making use of their lane priority bot lane and just taking a free dragon. That's a free objective over to Bulacan State University.
Man, it's just like another replay. It's like you're watching another Bulacan State University game wherein, yes, just gonna get that first dragon, no contest whatsoever.
Well, technically, we are watching another Bulacan State University game. Oh, may gusto sila punin dito.
That's gonna be the knock-up onto that Gen 3. Members of DLSU University gonna go straight for the dive. Look at that! Plus an arrow from Comte for extra measure. It looks like Bulacan State University gonna try to make a play of their own. Ralph takes way too much damage in the process going for that. Imperial tries to take down Comte, but that's gonna be heal caught up by DLSU University. That's the hook in. And Bial landing that skill shot for the kill. Can they go for more though? Ventus and Karna are in the vicinity. support coming in towards the top side for Vial to deal with Esper and Spring pushing towards the top side, but this tower is not really gonna be of length of this world. Vial gonna go straight for that. Ooh, great response coming in from Chris. Looks like he's gonna try to go for Spring as well.
Flash to
Takes quite a bit of damage. Is Chris gonna try to go for the gutsy play? Will he go for it? Actually saving the flash. Not gonna push that risk too much.
O gusto ko yung ginawa ng Bulacan State University. Kaya nag-TP si Vialis, ayaw niyang i-give up yung first start of the game there. Ayaw niyang sayangin yung gold na yun and ibigay sa DLSU who moves up there to defend the tower. And confident siya na maglakad paharap kasi alam niya nandun yung stand united to Chris to protect him just in case he goes in trouble. And I think hindi nahalata kagad ni Esper, so he was in taunt range. He was caught out. Still great defense there by BULSU.
I'm actually surprised that naging successful pa yung teleport ni Vial to save that turret, especially looking at just how much health it was. Onting-onti na lang babagsak na. So, well played right there. Good calculation.
Yeah, and now nakapag-reset na yung members ng Bulacan State University. And I'm pretty sure magugustuhan mo tayo. Looking, wait up.
It's like a little bit of a battle for this red buff here. Yeah, actually catching out Spring, managing to dodge through all those abilities, gets the kill. Looks like Esper might be the next here. Chris couldn't pursue. Here comes Karna though to help his jungler. Gonna get the dash and gets the knock up onto Chris. But it looks like Bulacan State University gonna try to go for this orange. They know that they have the damage. Will back away. Gonna go the safer route.
Yan, alam na alam nga ng BULSU na meron silang damage because looking at their items, the Trinity Force is already completed on Vial's Corki compared to what Spring has. The Corki will deal massive amounts of damage. Sa Imperial, nabunan yung Ginsu's Rage Blade niya. So I'm pretty sure the carries of BULSU are very happy at the moment and di sila mag-hesitate to start these fights just because alam nila na maa-out-damage nila yung members ng DLSU.
Interesting you bring up the carries because it pretty much segues into the point that I want to make na kung titignan mo na yung difference ni Vial at ni Spring, Spring definitely a struggle in terms of where he's at pagdating sa KD niya. Kung ikukuha mo kay Vial na 301 on this 40, that's pretty massive, which is why we're seeing all that damage. Meanwhile, a play going on to Esper. Rob tries to make the play, but Spring gonna go for the response. 4 members of DLSU University are on their tail. Looks like Rob might actually be the sacrifice to save Yesh, in which case Comte gets the kill.
Yeah, nahuli dun si Rob. A bit too deep in the jungle, not respecting the fact that kayang mag-collapse ng Lasal dun. But meanwhile, the orange solo kills Chris.
Speaking of lack of respect there, another kill towards the top side, taking Chris down.
I wonder how that happened actually, but we did mention that since Chris decided to go for Tiamat first, he is squishier than usual. Shen is not that tanky yet.
I also liked Karna instantly prioritizing that banner of command to make sure that he could continue to match the trade-for-trade pushing power between these two top laners. Sure, you might have gone for Tiamat, pero nabuo ko banner of command ko, gonna get a nice shove in myself.
And going back to our previous topic, Arctic, na yun nga, binanggit mo si Spring laban kay Vial. I think regardless of the items, regardless of the CS difference, one thing that you really need to look at here is how Vial has contained Spring from roaming over and over this game. Kasi one of the positive things that we saw from Spring's dali is kayang-kaya niya mag-roam throughout the map. Sobrang proactive niya maglaro. But Vial has done a good job of containing him in lane. Hindi niya hinahayaan na si Spring yung mauna to the side lane place. Inuunahan pa nga niya minsan eh. So that's really what has been the key here for BULSU, winning throughout the early.
And that is the struggle for Spring right now. Kasi amidst yung pagiging behind niya, it's not as easy to confidently try to make plays across the lane. Kasi if it does lead to failure, at least hindi necessarily na babaliktad ng BULSU, pero it doesn't lead to any pickoffs, then it's just more potential time wasted for Spring. So, has to kind of make that decision to try to make plays across the map, or try ba ako mag-stick sa lane ko para at least nakapag-farm man lang ako to maintain equal ground with Vial.
Speaking of making plays across the map, DLSU seem to be moving towards the bottom area, but there is a ward in one of those bushes. Kung umabante si Esper, doon makikita siya. Again, Esper is just on the wrong side of the map. He gives up another neutral objective to BULSU.
Bulacan State University, they always seem to be on point when it comes to taking these objectives without any form of contest from the enemy team, and just succeeds once again. I'm wondering though what value Bulacan State University can get off of that threshold, because so far from DLSU, they've been very systematic themselves with dealing whatever comes their way.
And alam mo, Arctic, hindi lang yun eh. The fact na decisive sila na let's go for this neutral objective kasi alam natin na nandun sa kabilang side ng map and they're just collapsing instantly to pick that up. And That's a really good play coming from BULSU. But I think the question is magagamit nga ba nitong Rift Herald. But top lane,
yeah, looks like two members of Bulacan State University going to go straight in onto Karnag. Karnag going to try to go for the re-engage group onto them. Wow, Valkyrie coming in from Vial. That's going to be lots of damage. Yes, missing out on the skill shot. One last hit. Vial continuing to chase that Orin, and boom, down he goes. He's on a rampage.
yung makakabawi kayo yung DLSU dito. Both of their members are collapsing pretty fast.
Ooh, two members straight in. That's just way too much damage for Vial to have dealt with. Looks like Chris might find himself in a very awkward situation himself. Continually pursued by both Esper as well as Spring. Look at those hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesh gonna try to get the slow onto him, but double kill will go to Esper.
Gusto pa ni Spring.
Rewarded, but Spring once more, and he succeeds. Takes down 3 members total from Bulacan State University.
Yeah, that was quite messy, but in the end, na-trade ng DLSU na 3-for-1. Sasabihin ni Karn, worth yun dahil sa laro na ginawa ni Spring. I think a bit of overextension from BULSU, and they didn't necessarily group up. Vial really wanted to get the kill on the Ornn, but they did not respect the fact na kayang-kayang sumunod kagad ni Spring tsaka ni Esper. So, great play there coming from Spring.
Interesting na na-bring up mo yung Pisco kasi bumabalik na naman tayo sa scenario na ang ganda na naging simula ng Bulacan State University. Pero, pagdating sa mga ganitong minuto, pagdating ng mid-game, doon na sila nagkakaroon ng mga questionable na plays, overextends, and that's exactly what happened towards the top side.
Yeah, and di ba nakita natin yung play na yun nangyari sa top side? You'd wonder, why isn't LaSalle playing towards the bottom half of the map? Nandun yung Ash Arrow eh. Nandun yung isa sa mga ultimates na kaya talaga nilang gamitin to change the course of this game. But I think what happened there was LaSalle was just responding to what BULSU were doing. So it looks like BULSU still are the proactive team, whereas DLSU, nagre-react lang sila dito.
Still waiting though to see if De La Salle University can start trying to make plays themselves. I have to agree with you, but looks like Yash is gonna try to get Spring here, Vengeance skill if you will. Spring will successfully flash to safety though.
Yeah, flash burn right there. Medyo mag-iingat na ngayon si Spring, but looks like BULSU are just gonna take another free objective for themselves unless merong gustong gawin yung DLSU dito, kung gusto ba nilang i-challenge to.
Round 2 on this Dragon. Looks like DLSU, they're slowly closing in on this Dragon. But are we gonna
Arrow?
see Arrow landing onto Empyrean? That's gonna be called the Forge God as well. Looks like bot lane for Bulacan State University. Make that the rest of Bulacan State University gonna be going down for the count. DLSU coming up big in this fight. Esper might be going down, but the numbers are still in favor of DLSU. Chris will be the next to fall, and looks like we're gonna be seeing an ace going to De La Salle University Veritas Arcus.
Yeah, sobrang nakabawi yung DLSU doon. That ace after the Ocean Drake take by BULSU. Hindi nila kinaya yung collapse ng DLSU. The CC was just too much. And gaya na sinabi ko, if you pair the Call of the Forge God with the Ash Arrow, that's a massive combo you could use to engage from practically anywhere on the map. So that's a great combo pulled off by DLSU. Ngayon, nakuha na ng BULSU yung Ocean Drake. I think there was a bit of miscommunication here whether or not to fight because they're fighting on 2 fronts here. Hindi, nakasplit yung focus nila eh. Whereas DLSU, they knew what they wanted to do. They knew which targets they wanted to take out, and they absolutely destroy BULSU for 5-0 in this fight.
Yeah, I gotta feel sorry for Chris here. Even with wanting to try to respond, only made him a casualty himself, granting that full ace to De La Salle University, and just like that in a snap, puts DLSU back on track. In fact, with a lead of 5,000, almost 5,000.
Yeah, looking at how this game has progressed, I think DLSU have done a great job here attacking the Shen. Tignan mo yung KD ni Shen at the moment, 1-5-2. He's been the target of 5 of DLSU's 12 kills. And that's really smart because, like we mentioned previously, diba, hindi pwedeng stand united ng Shen yung sarili niya. So there's nobody else to protect him if DLSU collapses onto him. Whereas if DLSU were moving towards his teammates, the Shen could be of use. He could be relevant to try and shield them away. So I really like the game plan here coming from Veritas Arcos.
And that's definitely a detriment going to Chris na because of his itemization path for the Shen, prioritizing to go for the Titanic Hydra. Sure, in terms of what we were seeing in the earlier phases as far as dealing with waves, that's something that's a bit of a check mark for him, granting him easier passage in that aspect. Pero yun nga lang, pagdating sa bigger team fights where you want the Shen to shine in terms of Stand United, as soon as he goes in, as soon as that Stand United is expended, he's just a little bit more on the squishier side to even deal with that right now.
Yes, he has to be careful here. He doesn't want to get arrowed the moment he comes out of invisibility. Napakalaki ng pick potential na hawak ng DLSU at the moment. Kung makakahanap ng target si Comte with his arrows, sobrang ganda nung pwedeng maging follow-up nitong Veritas Arcos. Now, si Vial medyo ipit dito. I don't think nakikita niya itong members ng DLSU, but he is way, way, way pushed up here.
Oh, this is scary for the mid laner of Bulacan State University. Looks like DLSU
How
are
can he
ready
get out of this?
to make the play. Comte, can he land an arrow to lock down Vial? That won't be the case. Looks like DLSU won't go for further pursuit. And interesting enough, Vial survives, to tell the truth.
Oh, there's an arrow though.
Oh, Soren flying, but doesn't hit anybody from Bulacan State University.
Yep, nope. For sure, nope. It just passed everyone.
And I was about to break up into almost into song, but you know, the top side. I was kind of tempted to do it, but didn't. Luckily, Chris and Karna will be trading off each other for the meantime. Knock up onto that gen. Looks like Chris trying to pursue an exchange. Looks like the damage is paying off just a bit. Gets a few scratches himself though.
Yeah, and looking back at the arrow comp they just burned, now that means that BULSU have 1 minute on the map that they don't have to fear getting picked off. Wala na yung engage na hawak ng DLSU, so BULSU can play a bit more confidently here and try to regain vision by pushing these minions forward and try to ward up the river. Kasi tinitignan ko yung mapa ngayon, asan yung wards ng DLSU? Hindi pa yata nakapag-reset itong si Ventus. The vision control is way, way, way in favor of BULSU.
Empyrean, luckily Ralph still there, was able to grant him that save through the Dark Passage.
Yeah, now, mag-reset na dapat yung DLSU dito, and it allows BULSU to regain control of the map, and that is massive for them because if they know kung nasan manggagaling yung Ash Arrow, that means kayang-kaya nilang iwasan. See, look at the wards here on the side of DLSU. I don't see any red wards past the river. Oh, BULSU's vision control is beautiful this game.
And look at Viat. Vial actually getting a shove up towards bot lane. Looks like Chris. I don't think Karna will be able to make it in the nick of time to salvage that turret either. And just like that, 2 turrets taken down in the blink of an eye from De La Salle University.
Yeah, De La Salle University aren't finding the picks that they want to go for. I mean, after that arrow burn, they're still struggling to find the next target, the next shot for Comte. And even though BULSU are still down 6 kills and a bunch of gold here, they are clawing their way back just by smart play here.
I agree with you, Chisto. I mean, earlier, gaya nga ng sabi ko, naglalaro na sa almost 5k yung difference, but it has indeed been slowly clawing its way up for Bulacan State University as far as the gold game. And unless we see another proactive play from De La Salle University, I'm expecting that it would continue to just simply go at this pace until such time they could land a successful set.
Yeah, this is not the time for DLSU to stop playing aggressively. They need to find that pick while they're still ahead. Try nilang oh, another arrow.
Soren flying hits on to Yesh right there. Probably not the optimal target that Bulacan State University wants to see go down. That's going to be a hook onto Esper. Looks like both sides will disengage for the meantime.
Yeah, they wanted to play aggressively. Like I mentioned, you can engage from anywhere on the map if you pair the Call of the Forge God with the arrow from the Ash, but still no kills picked up here by DLSU. Just a bunch of pressure onto BULSU. Now, Mountain Drake seems to be the objective that DLSU wants to take. They're even burning teleport for this. Gusto talaga nilang kunin to.
Yes, looks like Bulacan State University will back away for the meantime. DLSU securing their first Dragon of the game. Mountain Drake, not a bad way to go in all fairness. Will grant them much more power in terms of their siege.
Reverse wall?
Will they go for anything here though? Looks like Bulacan State University naman sila quite safely, but they have other plans, potentially gonna go for Karna. Yesh will restrain himself for the meantime.
Medyo disjointed yung DLSU. Tinatry nila maghanap ng pick onto a member of BULSU, but now it seems like we're gonna see a fight.
Yes, another arrow lands its way onto Ralph right there. Are we gonna see a bigger fight though? DLSU takes quite a bit of damage from Vial, forced to back away.
Oh, that's unlucky. They once again burned the arrow but aren't able to find anything after it. All of the members of BULSU were clumped up, and looking at DLSU, you really don't want to run in as 5 men into a Corki and a Kaisa, but oh, Comte!
And oh man, Empyrean going straight for Compton, no hesitation whatsoever, and successfully secures a kill just like that.
Yan, nakita mo yan yung ginagawa ni Green. Nagka-high siya kay Compton. Welcome to the LVL. Iso-solo kill lang kita on this Kaisa. Tama yung ulti niya. Tama yung pagkapangalan ng ultimate ni Kaisa. Killer instinct. Kitang-kita doon. Halos walang nagawa si Compton doon eh.
Exactly, and it's such a shame because in all fairness to Comte, he's pretty much been doing his job as an Ash, trying to seek those potential pickoffs, pero yun lang talaga yung nakapanghinayang sa sets ng DLSU. Amidst actually catching people, doesn't result to pickoffs, and not even summoner spells burn. If anything, it just puts Bulacan State University in a position where, like you said, falling their continuously. But yeah, that was a bit dangerous there, my friend.
Oh, imagine if Esper tossed his entire combo. Vial did not have any heal or shields available for him there. He might have gone down, but a bit of hesitation. I think with Vial going down, that will stop the siege of BULSU, but still, that pick off onto Comte by Empyrean means they took down the mid outer turret, so now the map is way opened up.
27 minutes into this game, and still pretty much anybody's for the taking. I mean, we've been seeing attempts back and forth, pero hindi pa tayo nakita ng sobrang explosive na team fight since that ace from De La Salle University that would have otherwise been definitive, tipping the scales for either side here. Pero at the end of the day, I feel like this is definitely a bit more of a loss for DLSU just because they weren't able to capitalize on that ace earlier.
Yan, nakakatakot din yung situation ng DLSU if they want to head into the later parts of this game against both a Kaisa and a Corky who have had ample time to farm here. Tignan mo yung CS na hawak ni Empyrean niya, 286 at 27 minutes. Hindi ko alam yung exact na math, pero madami yan. Yun yung masasabi ko eh. Hindi ako magaling mag-math, pero the goal difference between these 80 carries is just absolutely super high.
Pretty big, actually. And what's interesting is that we haven't been paying as much attention to Empyrean nitong past, what?
Until pinatay niya si Comte, exactly. He was just sort of there. Okay, may doon yung Kaisa, nananahimik lang si Empyrean. Tapos pinatay niya si Comte. Okay, hi!
Just goes in hard just like that. And it's kind of tricky here because Bulacan State University, we've been seeing mostly build-ups from them, but a little bit of a slow, staggering way up for DLSU. Not even going up. It's been steady within the same atmosphere.
Alam mo, Arctic, napapansin ko sa'yo parang ano, di ba, binanggit natin before nag-start yung game, ako yung nasa side ng DLSU, tapos ikaw yung nasa side ng BULSU. So parang kahit na bumabawi itong BULSU ng unti-unti, parang ayaw mo pa rin, parang i-admit na, okay, baka mananalo nga BULSU dito. Parang ayaw mo maging confident na ganun.
To be fair, I mean, from what I saw from DLSU, I have faith in them as far as them making plays. Then it's just that for some reason these past few minutes it hasn't been living up to what I've been expecting at least.
Yeah, alam ko na yung proper term. You haven't been getting your hopes up.
I guess that's the right way to put it. Baga, it's always a good mindset to have, not just in league, but I don't want to go there. But turret taken down once again by Bulacan State University towards that bot lane. So again, it's just been these constant objectives being taken from DLSU. Like in the midst of this, I'm still waiting for that play from DLSU. I'm still waiting for that wake-up call.
Yeah, parang natulog sila. Inantok na yata, if that's a proper term to use right here. But the gold is now even. Kanina lamang ng 5k gold yung DLSU, but just smart play from BULSU. A bunch of good rotations. But hold on, there might be a pick out of Vial.
Oh, Vial actually managing to dodge call before, but that's going to be Chris going for the response to save the dear life of their mid laner, and looks like they will escape just fine, channeling their way back to base.
Yeah, that's a good flash there by Vial to dodge away from the call of the Forge. That might have been the pick that DLSU needed to move towards the Baron. But speaking of moving towards the Baron, I heard some pings go down there. I don't think they can burn it down and just instantly rush it down. They do have a Mountain Drake if they want to try to make that risky play, but I don't think they're confident enough to go for that.
Next Dragon is going to be up as well in the next 45 seconds. So, of course, you always want to go for the juicier objective here in the form of Baron Asher. Question is, who will get dibs on it here, though? We're already 30 minutes into this game. Quite a long way to go. Longer than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah, this is definitely longer than the usual trend in the LVL. Kasi looking at the games that we have been witnessing throughout the LVL, around this time, usually may clear winner na. Like, at 30 minutes, a team would be like, they'd be up like 10k, 12k gold. Pero looking at this game, it's still fairly even.
Para sa akin, I guess it's a great way to cite just how, what's the word I'm looking for? How calculated, how respectable both opponents are in this particular case. Na it really comes down to who manages to make that major play first. Soren fly-in. Arrow does not reach.
Gusto mo na yata talaga kumanta ng breaking free dito. Every time mag-arrow. Every time mag-arrow itong si Comte, but every time he misses, nasasaktan ako.
Mahirap umasa.
Nasasaktan ako every time mag-miss ng arrow si Comte because looking at De La Salle University, they wanted so badly to find that pick, to make that play, find the engage. Kaso BULSU have been dodging around it very, very well. Just smart plays, smart movements across the map. Inubos nila yung objectives. Inubos nila yung towers. Itong De La Salle University. So, BULSU are just making all the right moves. Whereas DLSU, you gotta find that pick. Kailangan yung hanapin yung engage na kailangan nyo to just get this game back on track for you.
Di ko alam kung saan ako mas naging impatient dito. Yung pag-aantay ko sa De La Salle University na makagawa ng plays o yung pag-aantay ko sa...
Okay, so that was a rocket and auto attack. Tapos Q ng Corky onto Esper and he's half HP.
Looks like Bulacan State University starting to establish control over Baron once again. It's been mostly a trade-off between both sides here. But okay, speaking of trade-offs, looks like Bulacan State University is gonna go for it right now. Baron Asher, it's going down way too fast. Can DLSU make a play in time? I'm not sure. They're realizing, okay, Enchanted Crystal Arrow actually landing its mark, but not quite in the nick of time as BULSU secure a very sneaky risky Baron.
Isa na namang free objective para sa BULSU. I think yun na yung naging trend nitong game na to, Arctic. Nakita yung kanina yung Dragon, tapos yung Rift Herald. Ngayon, Baron naman. And you think na gustong i-challenge ang DLSU because they don't want to give any objectives up for free. But Bulacan State University did not give them a choice. Nag-clear sila ng vision. Kinuha nila yung package kay Vel. Pinosisyon nila si Chris ng tama in the bot lane to shove out. And that was just a really nice move there by BULSU to be decisive, go for this Baron play.
What's interesting here is that medyo nawawala na yung deficiency ni Chris kanina na siya ang sobrang nahuhuli sa Bulacan State University because of how slow the pace of this game has been going. Not only was he able to build up in terms of items, pero dumating na tayo sa point na, like, again, time and time again, we've been saying it, na-claw na ng Bulacan State University yung sarili niya into a lead now against DLSU.
Okay, bawing-bawi na dito yung BULSU. Now, Yesh, oh, he face check!
Yeah, it looks like he will manage to find string.
Oh, Empyrean!
Getting the connect onto Empyrean. He just goes down just like that. Looks like DLSU finding the fight that they need. Yesh will be the next of all. Will Route make his way out of there? Way too far from comfort. That's going to be Spring. Deny him any form of escape. Will get the kill. He's now on a killing spree in a 3-0 in favor of Veritas Arcus.
What a massive pickoff. What a massive arrow. It found its mark just at the right time. And on the best target, sakto yung arrow ni Comte. Kinain ni Empyrean yung ult ni Ashton, and with that pick off, that's massive. Nakita mo yun, kontrolado ng BULSU yung game until that point. They had the Baron in their hands. All they need to do was push down with Siege. Now, pinabawi nila itong DLSU, and I think this will be an inhibitor for Veritas Arcus. They have found their initiation.
This is gonna be big for DLSU, just like that. Able to take down all the way to the mid inhibitor, but look at this though, towards the top side. Looks like Chris trying to take some pressure. Let's go check out that replay.
Okay, so nag-face check si Yesh dito, and I think that's a bit too confident if you're a Kha'Zix. You're fairly squishy, and Empyrean steps too far forward. Kinain niya yung araw ni Comte. That's the best case scenario for De La Salle University, and with all their follow-up, they're able to lock down these 3 kills, which led to that inhibitor take.
Oh man.
Oh, best case scenario for DLSU.
Best case scenario indeed. Meanwhile, just a massive misstep for Bulacan State University. Not only did they lose out on yung value ng pagkuha nila ng Baron, lose out on 3 members, lose an inhibitor, easily puts DLSU.
Kanino papunta to?
It's going to be landing onto Ralph. Great lockdown coming in from Veritas Arcus, but looks like they can even get more. Empyrean might actually be the next ball. That's going to be the flash away, but can he escape the safety? He's getting slowed down. Double kill for Esper, and that will be another victory for DLSU.
Ayan na naman, yung bot lane na naman ng BULSU yung nahuli ng DLSU with their engage tools. De La Salle University are beginning to find the initiations that they need to get this game back in their control. And just like that, 2 members of BULSU are off the map for the next 30 seconds. DLSU can take anything they want.
Meanwhile, looking towards that top side, Chris able to siege a second-tier turret in his lane. So far, looks like Bulacan State University able to roll with some of the punches, but awkward pickoffs overall.
Call of the Forge God paired with the Ash Arrow. A massive combo with massive range. Everything. All the escape routes are cut off here, and Empyrean, he does a good job, tries to escape with the use of Killer Instinct and Flash. Kaso lahat ng members ng LaSalle may Flash din eh. So mahabol siya, and he eventually goes down. Now this game, still very, very even. 37 minutes in. Wow though. Spring actually forced to respect Flash away from the damage of Yesh.
Pero take note, Chisto. For Bulacan State University, ang potential salvation nila, which they're currently taking, is the Elder Drake. Take note, they were able to get 3 out of 4 of the dragons that have spawned throughout this game. If they successfully take this, this could be their ticket to reversing things. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, okay, now kailangan respetuhin ng DLSU na merong 3-stack Elder Drake to BULSU, so that means they have true damage burn. May package rin na hawak itong si Vial at the moment, so that's a lot of strength on the side of BULSU. I think the question is, can they avoid getting hit by the initiation? Empyrean does have a QSS now, so at least kapag tinamaan siya ng arrow ni Comte, he will have the cleanse available to him. A bit more safety right there.
I feel like it's definitely going to be all eyes on DLSU at this point. If they could get another almost near perfect set to lock down Bulacan State University in their tracks.
I mean, I like this game, Artie. I think I've been enjoying this game. The back and forth has really been good across both these teams.
Oof. Looks like BULSU actually started to make the preemptive measures towards this Baron side. It is going to be up within the next 25 seconds. So, ito ulit ang pwedeng maging potential point of conflict for both sides here. At take note, 39 heading into 40 minutes into the game na tayo. So, at this point, death timers will be massive. If either of these teams get ace, then that's gonna be a lot of value for the winning side.
Yeah, alam mo, Arte, pag lumampas tayo ng 40 minutes, feeling ko ito na yung pinakamatagal na game natin this LVL term. I don't think there's a game that has lasted more than 40 minutes.
Oh, Empyrean getting caught out once again. Call of the Forge God, not even needed. Just gonna get booped out of there once again. Instant delete.
Oh my god, Empyrean, once again, siya na naman yung tinamaan ng arrow, and even with the QSS, nandun na naman yung Call of the Forge God for the follow-up.
Has been getting caught out a lot, whether it be him fronting a bit too much or overextending, but of course this is going to be perfect for De La Salle University. Will put them in a better spot to potentially go for Baron. Take note, Yesh is still up though.
Yeah, Yesh is up, so the steal is this is 50-50. DLSU, they're asking for a fight here, but there's an Elder Dragon Corky.
Whoa, the damage onto Ventus though. They're just forced to back away. Yesh tries to go for the backline, but he's going to get decimated. But can Bulacan State University turn things around? Vial able to hit from the backline. 2 tanky members frontlining for the members, or rather for the mid laner of Bulacan State University. Luckily though, this does halt DLSU from taking the Baron.
Yeah, Bulls are able to stop De La Salle University from finishing that Baron. And that was a very scary situation for DLSU because you were facing a Corky with a lot of poke available while you were all clumped up in the Baron pit. I think the objective there for DLSU was not actually to finish the Baron, and it's to bait BULSU into fighting them. But with Karna going down, that means they can't turn for more fights kasi wala na yung Orna. Chris, oh no. Chris is caught here.
4 members he has to deal with. Might not be the best dash that he'll regret, my friend. And he's gonna go down. Spring is now unstoppable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure pinagsisisihan ni Chris yung dash na yun. Dash into 4 members blind. Maybe trying to find people, did not realize that they were still all sticking around. Oh man, these pickoffs by DLSU. And you'd have to wonder, have DLSU been finding these picks, or has BULSU's members been walking into them? Right?
I'd have to agree with you because I feel like it's a mix of De La Salle University, again, great sets, but at the same time, Bulacan State University allowing them to do that. So I think it's definitely more mistakes on BULSU than DLSU's own proactivity.
And despite the kill score being like this, it's 20-8 in favor of DLSU. Oh no, speaking of pickoffs!
Instant delete onto Ventus right there. Looks like Yesh finally, his aggressive maneuvers across the map will pay off. Call of the Forge God will come, does not land. That will be the knockup though. Guardian Angel,
can they get him out though?
Can he get out in the nick of time? That's going to be a lot of damage he has to deal with though. Esper getting the kill. Hook coming in onto Ralph. Will it be a halt to try to hold this game? De La Salle University going to get played out. Looks like that Thresh will be the next to fall. Yesh and Empyrean, can they make the defense count for DLSU? Ventus is down. It's a 3v4 right now. Inhibitor goes down. DLSU, can they go for the finish in this case?
I think DLSU are gonna try to end the game here. Ngayon nagre-recall na sa Imperial. Kung gusto niyang bumawi for their earlier pickoffs, now would be the time.
Looks like De La Salle University keeping their distance in check. Slowly trying to go for the stir. Take note, no minion wave anymore. Looks like Karna gonna go straight for the dive, and Chris taking all that damage like a man. Will manage to salvage that turret. DLSU, will they back away for now? Looks like that will be the case. That's gonna be a landing onto Esper. Empyrean will he pursue though? Spring trying to keep BULSU at bay here. Spring is low on mana, which will have to force DLSU to back away right at this moment.
Or DLSU might need to just rush down the Baron here, because if they recall, if all of them reset right now, BULSU can go towards this Baron and take it down and shred through it. Now DLSU, this is the play that they have to make. It's incredibly risky, but they have to do it.
This is dangerous.
Oh, they're baiting.
Will the bait succeed though? Take note, there's a lot of members from DLSU that are low in health right now. They'll be fighting at a disadvantage, but looks like Yesh takes quite a bit of damage himself. Are we going to be seeing a big fight here? We are seeing a recall from Yesh. DLSU poisoning themselves, trying to beat Baron. This is going to be the set. Knock-up onto two members of Bulacan State University. Vial hitting. Look at that damage coming onto the members of De La Salle University. Looks like they're falling one by one here. That's going to be the hook on Spring. Able to take down members of BULSU, but the numbers are still in their favor here. Oh, they're going to get dived in by Empyrean. That's going to be the kill. Esper will be the next ball. Take note, though. Guardian Angel Spring, a slither of health onto him. Empyrean almost going down. A clutch heal, but that won't be enough. Spring actually getting the assassination, but still, Bulacan State University coming off big in that ace for the Baron.
Oh, Spring picking up the kill onto Empyrean at the back end of that fight was massive. That means that there are less members for BULSU to have this Baron, but still, all of them hop over the wall. They're probably going to try and take down the top lane tower. BULSU get rewarded with the Baron.
Oh my goodness, let's look at these death timers. Ventus will be the first up. Look at how heavy the rest of DLSU is on these death timers though.
It's a massive wave and a Fed Corki. I think BULSU can end here.
Can they go for the finish though? Looks like they're going to back away. They're going to take the safer route for the meantime.
Why are you recalling? Is this a Janna alive? They could have ended the game.
Potentially.
They could have ended the game. It's a Fed Corki.
Let's check out that replay though.
Okay, looking back at this fight, it's DLSU wanting to turn away from the Baron and kill a member of BULSU first before heading towards the objective, but they take so much poke damage from Vial's Corki, so they aren't able to pick the proper targets here, and it gets very messy towards the end because Empyrean just dove in by himself, and I think this is clutch by Spring. He took down Empyrean because if Empyrean was alive with the Baron as well helping to push, the game would have ended instantly. But regardless, after this Baron take, why didn't BULSU go for the end of the game?
Looks like they want to go for the safer route in this case, G. So, speaking of safer route, looks like Bulacan State University are back in action. But take note, DLSU, they're up and kicking now, all 5 members. So, this could be the fight that makes it or breaks it for either side here. Let's go ahead and see how this goes down. It's coming down to the epic conclusion here, ladies and gents.
I'm still in shock after they chose not to end the game. But it looks like DLSU will still have at least one more team fight in them.
Let's see if they can go for just that. Chisto Yesh almost getting caught out there. That would have been rather dangerous. DLSU trying to clear out this wave as efficiently as possible. Medyo magiging big from next team fight natin. Depends on who could initiate. From what we've been seeing, DLSU has those tools. But BULSU, with the damage that they could deal from the backline, both Empyrean and Vial, coming down to the wire.
Actually, hindi nga lang yun. Tignan mo yung members ng DLSU. The Graves is 11-3 and 10. It's a lot of damage. 6-item Graves, 6-item Ash. This is big for them. The second Elder Drake deals a lot more, gives their team a lot more buffs, and now, DLSU can't challenge this.
Look at this though, Chris pressuring the top side, forcing DLSU to make the decision. Do we go for Elder? Do we contest that push towards the top side? Either way, Bulacan State University definitely got a lot more value out of it.
Nakakatakot na the situation at Arctic. It's basically anyone's game at this point because one team gets an ace, the game's practically over. The death timers will be too long. Everybody will deal too much damage to structures, but right now it's BULSU in the driver's seat.
De La Salle University, they have to try to act right now.
You have to be responsible.
Slowly denying resources here and actually getting caught off. It's like BULSU Ralph tries to get a hook on, not able to get a set, but that Baron-empowered cannon minion slowly taking down that inhibitor. Looks like BULSU making good work of that bot inhibitor as well. And that's going to leave DLSU's base all the more open for a potential finish.
Okay, so a bunch of resources burned by DLSU, the Weaver's Wall, to try and buy a bit more time off of this Elder Drake. Bulacan State University, ginawa nila yung safe na play doon eh. Inubos muna nila yung inhibitor ng DLSU to try and let the minions do the work for them. Because super minions will always auto-present the arrow burn.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow landing onto that Shen. Unfortunately, not a great set for DLSU. They might want to back away from this because the damage is just too much from Bulacan State University. Karna is going to be the first to fall. That's going to be a massive decimation onto Comte as well. He might not stand a chance, in which case, double kill for Vial. 3 members of DLSU are still up. Can they try to salvage this game? All 5 members of Bulacan State University are up and kicking. Looks like they want to go straight for these Nexus turrets. That's going to be both of them. Look at that, just damage across the board. Easily making good work of him. Looks like that's going to be another takedown. DLSU, only 2 members. Bulacan State University are going to finish this, and that determines it. BULSU takes the win against De La Salle University. Well played.
Just like that, Bulacan State University ends the game. The longest game in the LVL in quite emphatic fashion, really. I think the end of that fight was just Ralph getting 2 hooks on the key members of DLSU. I'd love to see a replay, but man, that game, that was very back and forth. There was a time where BULSU were clawing their way back, and then they gave up a few picks. Empyrean ate the arrow quite a lot of times, really, honestly. More than he would have liked. I think ayaw din ng BULSU na tatamaan yung ADC nila ng arrow si Comte, but definitely very back and forth game. Congratulations to BULSU for winning that. That was a war.
Still trying to catch my breath. That fight was insane, but what went wrong for DLSU though? Because I felt like they definitely had a lot of ways where they could have easily dominated this
I think
game.
this is one of our main things that we talked about throughout the game. Na DLSU looked like they were sort of slowing down. Kasi diba, they had a lead, they had a 5k gold lead, and then they sort of stopped looking for those fights. I think Comte as well missed a few arrows, which were very crucial throughout the mid game, and it allowed BULSU to confidently roam around the map and just take down towers, get as much farm to their carries as possible. And the moment that DLSU slowed down, I think it began their descent from that gold lead. Then nag-even out yung gold. And then once again, gumanon na naman kasi na-pick off members ng BULSU. But in the end, just BULSU with their scaling comp. Corki and Kaiser is very scary late game. It's very difficult to match that amount of damage.
Not to mention, what I'm particularly impressed by pagdating sa Bulacan State University is yung timing nila pagdating sa objectives. I felt like a lot of that was crucial, not only with the early dragons from Yesh, but with the Baron calls, with the Elder Drakes being left uncontested just in the nick of time when it really mattered. So, really great game from both teams. In all fairness, DLSU, Bulacan State University, I'm just really happy to see na...
Oh, you're very happy.
Yeah, I mean, sure, for the BULSU win, but at the same time, nakatuwa rin na yung tatlong teams na pumasok ng LVL, napatunayan talaga nila na they definitely belong on a varsity level.
Yeah, definitely. And I think after that, I think BULSU's still going to be very happy in second place.
Yeah. But we'll just have to see, because later on during the day, they are going to be facing their biggest challenge yet, which is UST Teletiger. So I think that will really determine...
Packet tong BULSU.
Yeah, just no way to go to but up. But let's see if it will get halted later on. But for the meantime, with that, we'll be taking a quick break. I need to take a breather myself, so thank goodness.
Medyo nawindang ako sa game na yun eh.
Oo nga eh. But we have been your casters. Arctic at your service. Siyempre, kasama ko si Chisto. Ito ang 2018 Low Varsity League Spring Term. Kita-kits tayo for the next game. See, arrow landing onto Empyrean. That's going to be called the fourth god as well. Looks like bot lane for Bulacan State University. Make that the rest of Bulacan State University going to be going down for the count. DLSU coming up big in this fight. Esper might be going down, but the numbers are still in favor of DLSU. Chris will be the next to fall, and looks like we're going to be seeing an ace going to De La Salle University for it. Whoa, the damage onto Ventus, though. They're just forced to back away. Yash tries to go for the backline, but he's going to get decimated. But can Bulacan State University turn things around? Vial able to hit from the backline. 2 tanky members. Frontlining for the members, or rather for the mid laner of Bulacan State University. Luckily, though, this does halt DLSU from taking the Baron.
Yeah, both are able to stop.
This is going to be a set knockup onto 2 members of Bulacan State University. Vial hitting. Look at that damage coming onto the members of De La Salle University. Looks like they're falling one by one here. That's going to be the hook on Spring. Able to take down members of BULSU, but numbers are still in their favor here. Boom, they're going to get dived in by Empyrean. That's going to be the kill. Esper will be the next ball. Take note, no Guardian Angel Spring. A slither of health onto him. Empyrean almost going down. A clutch heal, but that won't be enough. Spring actually getting the assassination, but it's still arrow landing onto that Gen. Unfortunately, not a great set for DLSU. They might want to back away from this because the damage is just too much from Bulacan State University. Karna is going to be the first to fall. That's going to be a massive decimation onto Comte as well. He might not stand a chance, in which case, double kill for Vial. 3 members of DLSU are still up. Can they try to salvage this game? All 5 members of Bulacan State University are up and kicking. Looks like they want to go straight for these Nexus turrets. That's going to be both of them. Look at that, just damage across the board. Easily making good work of him. Looks like that's going to be another takedown. DLSU, only 2 members. Bulacan State University are going to finish this, and that determines it. BULSU takes the win against De La Salle University. Well played.
Just like that.